Good morning and thank you for joining us on Cincy Lifestyle as the grains of sand run out of the hourglass for this week.
That's right.
These are the days of our lives.
Yes.
But anyway, we're glad to have you here today. A lot coming up on the show today.
We do.
We got food and we've got art, and food and art always work together on this set.
They absolutely do. We love that. All right, Clyde, we talked about what? A few days ago.
Yesterday we talked about jeans, in particular my jeans,
That's
G-E-N-E-S. And we're going to kind of continue on that theme today.
We are. Yes, we're going to talk about jeans because I went shopping for jeans and
obviously different
I
jeans.
came back frustrated, and I'm going to tell you why. Because there are too many options, and I cannot choose. Now, I was talking to Mary, our receptionist, about this as well. We agree. Too many options. We don't know what to do. So I'm going to show you a couple of options and what the jeans actually mean. This way, you can make, this is a public service announcement, Clyde. This way, you can make sure that you're buying and you are educated about jeans. All right, first of all, let's start with straight jeans.
Let's
Clyde,
do that.
these are straight leg jeans. All right, most men, a lot of men wear the straight leg jean. These are great. They're kind of loose in the thigh and at the bottom. They're a little bit wider than its neighbor, the skinny jean. But we're gonna talk about skinny jeans in a minute.
Its neighbor.
Then there's a boot cut jean. And they're very similar to this, only they're a little bit wider at the bottom to go on top of boots.
Got it, yeah.
That's the goal
All
for
right.
that. And then I have skinny jeans on today. Now, I like a good pair of stretchy skinny jeans, but when I have a long top, that makes it work. Now, there are also, and they are comfortable, and you can put them on with a nice long shirt. Now, there are super skinny jeans, and I have a pair of those balled up on the floor in the back of my closet. Now, we also have here a flare jean or a bell-bottom jean. But did you know the difference between flare and bell-bottom? You know what? We have a photo, I think. Allie has on a great pair of flare jeans. There she is. Now, you see, she has on her flare jeans, and she told us a secret. They're jeggings, okay? So she has fake pockets in the front, and she said they're most comfortable pants ever. Now, difference between that and a bell-bottom jean is that this is bell-bottom because you get more space in the thigh area.
Boy,
as
that's
you
a good
go
thing.
down, yes, into
At a certain point in life.
That's right. You need that, right? You need that, right? And that reminds me, the skinny jeans, yeah, that describes the jeans, not the purchaser. So there's also boyfriend jeans. Those are jeans that kind of you roll up at the bottom. They're similar to skinny jeans.
Like you got your boyfriend's jeans and put them on.
Yes.
And they're a little long, so you got to roll. I got it.
And they're a little wider in the thigh area. Now, we talked about flared, wide leg. They're just wide from the thigh on down. And so you see them, they're really big, wide leg jeans. The one thing that they missed on this list that I got from outfitideashq.com, the one thing that they missed were maternity jeans. Now, I wore maternity jeans well into my son's.
Don't tell me they're making a comeback.
Hey, they never left. Okay, maternity jeans. Maternity jeans are fantastic. I wore them well into my son's formative years. So you are welcome for this public service
We're now up
announcement
to date on
help you.
jeans.
Next time you want to buy a pair of jeans, you're educated.
All righty. Well, Allie's got something for us to look at that has nothing to do with jeans, but you want to watch this. Allie?
There's nothing like a green lawn outside your house. It's one of those signs that you've achieved the American dream. But if your lawn leaves a lot to be desired, then there's a local family-owned business that can help you out. And right now I want to welcome Nick Kalors, the second-generation owner and operator of Emerald Lawn and Turf Care. Nick, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
So classic Cincinnati, our weather is always all over the place. Why are we seeing weeds in the wintertime?
Because we haven't had enough snow and the ground hasn't frozen. So winter annuals usually come up towards the end of February into March. We're seeing them as early as the end of December this past year because we've been very wet and very warm.
Yeah, these are all signs for us to start thinking about lawn preparation, and I'm a DIY person. Why should I call on an expert like yourself?
Well, a company like Emerald Lawn and Turf Care watches this year-round, soil temperatures, which the average homeowner isn't monitoring. And our active ingredients and our commercial grade products really allow us to not only be efficient in our applications, but we know exactly when to apply and not waste your time or money. So it's our full-time job, so we take it serious on every lawn.
A lot happening behind the scenes, and it seems like timing is key. So when it comes to seeding, would you say fall or spring is ideal?
I would definitely say fall. We always advise fall. Pairing it with an aeration is helpful. The reason we don't advise doing it in the spring is for those weeds. The pre-emergence that keep away crabgrass in June, July, August, we put those down in March and April. So that would also prevent your grass from germinating. So that's why we always wait until fall when there's less herbicides being used and we can focus on preventing weeds in the spring.
Good to know, a lot to learn. Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit because you also have more of a philanthropic side to your business. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we are very passionate about going beyond lawns for many charities, breast cancer awareness, PTSD, Folds of Honor, Ronald McDonald House. All of these we cherish. They hit us at home, and we know it hits our customers as well. And then this year we're excited to partner on ecological side by partnering with the National Forest Foundation. So every new customer that signs up with Emerald Lawn and Turf Care, a tree will be planted on their behalf in one of our national forests.
That's fantastic. Every little bit counts. And if people want to know more about what you're doing in the community or your business, where can they find more information?
Our phone number is 513-683-4016. They can also check us out at emeraldlawnandturf.com. And we are running a special until March 21st. You can sign up for our 5-application program. Includes free grub control for as low as $199 for the entire year.
That is one heck of a deal. All right, Nick, it is always a pleasure.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for having me.
Allie, thanks a lot. You know, the Queen City is known for a lot of things. It's kind people, it's generosity, and of course, it's phenomenal food. And to honor that, the Carnegie is hosting the 14th annual Art of Food celebration. And right now, to talk with us more about that and about a dish he's come to prepare is Chef Scotty Berens, the chef at Dead Low Brewery. Chef Scotty, thank you so much for being here with us today.
How you doing, Clyde?
I'm doing all right, doing all right. Tell us what you're making for us.
So for the Art of Food, I'm doing an eggplant moussaka. It's a dish that I was young, my mom cooked a lot. This is the Greek moussaka. So it's around the world, Middle Eastern, but I'm doing a Greek style moussaka today.
Okay, so share a little bit about what some of the ingredients are.
So moussaka is usually 3 different components. It's a sauteed eggplant, a meat or potato filling, and then a savory custard.
Okay, all right, so we've got custard, we've got the filling, the green vegetables that you always have to have for a healthy meal. How long does it take start to finish to do this?
So about 45 minutes. So you want to cook your meat dish and your eggplant dish separately. Get them down cold, and then you want to build it. Okay. So usually it's built in a casserole dish. For the Art of Food, I'm going to build it in 4-ounce foils so everyone gets their own.
Okay. If you don't mind going ahead and starting mixing and that sort of thing, I'll ask you a couple of questions about it while you're doing it.
You start with the eggplant, put it on the bottom.
All right.
And then this is a lamb, tomato, and onion mixture that's going to go in it. And then you always want to bake it in a water bath.
Ah, okay.
Because it's a custard, so you want it to set completely. If you didn't do it in a water bath, it would not set.
Got it.
And this custard is actually made with our Saison at Dead Low Brewery. We cook with a lot of beer at Dead Low, so I figured a Saison will go good with the lamb.
Okay, all right. So while we're talking about Dead Low, talk a little bit about the food servings you have at Dead Low.
So Dead Low, we call it a proper kitchen. So everything's made from scratch. And anything from fried green tomatoes to a 16-ounce pork porterhouse with a Carolina dry rub.
That sounds good.
Beer is incorporated in most of our dishes.
Can I make a reservation?
Please do.
Okay, all right. So talk a little bit about the Carnegie and that experience. What is it like from the perspective of a food professional? You're in this space with other food professionals. What's that experience like?
I love Art of Food. I've been doing it for about 5 years through Jeff Thomas Catering, and this year's the first year that I'm with Dead Low, so they invited me back. I love going and kind of seeing what the other chefs are doing. That's one of my favorite things to do is kind of check out what the chefs are doing around Cincinnati because we're all in it together. And so I like good food, so I love seeing what other chefs do with good food.
Right quick, as a non-food professional, what would that experience be like for me?
Art and food together. So that's the cool thing about art of food is you get the art aspect of it and the food aspect. And when it comes together, it's an awesome night.
All right, so tell us a little bit about where people can find Dead Low Brewery, how they can find out more about it.
deadlowbrewing.com, or we're off of Kellogg Avenue right by Riverbend.
Okay, all right. Well, Chef Scotty, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Indeed. Mona?
Well, coming up here on Cincy Lifestyle, a local sculptor is making a splash in the art world. Visual artist Paul Kroner is in the studio, and he's going to talk about his style of art, how he got started, and how you can go see his work at his first local solo show. And then we'll talk to a wellness guru about the phrase, "Okay, boomer." And we're going to turn it into Slay Boomer. Yeah, I can't wait to hear. Okay, Dr. K will teach us all about how being a baby boomer can be empowering. All that, so much more, just a few minutes. So come back.
Don't you just love tropical produce in the middle of winter? Bananas, oranges, cantaloupes, tomatoes. Yummy, right? Well, you can thank an African-American inventor with a Cincinnati connection and join me in a chorus of Who Knew? Frederick McKinley Jones was born here, dropped out of school at age 6 to work, but was a voracious reader, mechanic, and electrician, even inventing a device to combine sound and motion pictures. In 1938, he invented a portable air conditioning unit for trucks carrying perishable food. Voila! Kumquats from Asia on your wintertime menu. Over his lifetime, Jones was awarded 61 patents, most for refrigeration equipment, but also for portable X-ray machines and gasoline engines. Who knew? Ah, the touch-tone telephone. Sure beats the old rotary dial, doesn't it? Touch-tone was just one of the innovations that sprang from the mind of Dr. Shirley Jackson. Dr. Jackson became the first African-American woman to earn a doctorate in nuclear physics from MIT. She focused her work on theoretical physics, and boy, did it pay off. In addition to the touch-tone phone, Dr. Jackson's experiments made possible the portable fax machine, caller ID, call waiting, and fiber optic cable. And now meet the Black Edison. Granville Woods was born in Columbus. After a brief stint in school, Woods worked on the railroad, then on a ship, before he returned to Washington Courthouse to work in a rail yard. It was there that his nimble mind came up with the induction telegraph. What's so big about that, you ask? Well, it allowed voice communications over telegraph wires, which improved railway safety. And oh, by the way, Woods set up a company in Cincinnati to develop, manufacture, and sell electrical equipment, including a device which enabled trolleys to collect power from overhead wires. Who knew? For years, home security was a peephole. But who knew the next wave would come from a nurse? Marie Van Britten Brown needed more than a peephole to feel safe at home, so she added a camera, monitors to see who was there, even a two-way microphone. And if she sensed something wrong, she also had an alarm button that immediately called the cops. From that tiny acorn, the mighty home security industry grew, but it all started with a nurse who knew. Finally, Garrett Morgan, another Cincinnati inventor who moved here from his home in Paris, Kentucky. In the 1890s, one of his early jobs was at a sewing machine factory where he learned enough to patent an improved sewing machine and opened his own business. Ever the inquisitive mind, Morgan patented a breathing hood in 1914, something we've now come to know as a gas mask. The timing was right. His invention helped save lives in a 1916 natural gas explosion in Cleveland, and even more during the gas attacks of World War I. His other big idea? A new kind of traffic signal that included a yellow warning light to warn drivers they were about to have to stop, or if you were in Cincinnati, to hit the gas to beat the red light. Anyway, who knew?
Thank you, Clyde. Well, you know, artist Annie Albers once said, "Art is something that makes you breathe with a different kind of happiness." And this statement definitely holds true for a local artist who is presenting his first home city solo show at Dick Waller's art place, and I want to welcome, it is my pleasure to welcome Cincinnati native and visual artist Paul Kroner. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Mona.
Man, are you talented.
Well, aren't
you kind? So tell me, how did you get started in sculpture?
You know, I started in sculpture about 12 years ago. I was at a dinner party one night and I met a woman who was in her late 70s, and she had said, well, I just started taking a sculpture class. And I was like, well, I always wanted to take a sculpture class, and you're doing that, you're just starting at this age. So I was really inspired by her courageousness and went home and signed up for a class the next day.
So what kind of materials do you use doing your sculpture?
If I'm doing portraiture work, like a bust of somebody, I use water-based clay because it's a little bit more malleable and easier to work with. But most of the work I'm using oil-based clay, and stays wet all the time, holds the edge really nicely, which is important for the work I'm doing.
All right, so you've got a new series that's out. We are so excited, called Toods.
No, Twoods.
Twoods, okay. Twoods, got it, all right.
Rhymes with moods.
Okay, well, tell us about the pieces in that series.
Well, the Twoods have taken on a life of their own. What started out as a curiosity about 6 or 7 years ago has really become a muse of mine over that period of time. And the name Twoods comes from my mom. We had a family dry cleaning business that my family has, and she would make little figures out of twist ties and leave them around for us, and those became known as Twoods. And our family people would call you a Twood, like, you're such a Twood. And you could never tell if that was a good thing or a bad thing. And so when I did the first one, it seemed only appropriate that it would be called a Twood.
Oh, well, very good. I like that. And you're a nod to your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about some budding artists? What advice would you have for people just starting out, since you yourself were inspired by someone who was taking a sculpture class?
You know, the number one thing for me is that we all have our own unique voice, and it's very important to listen to that voice and trust it, and not try to be like somebody else, but just try to be yourself. It takes a lot of courage to do that, right? And a lot of faith and trust. So, you know, it's really like sing your song, dance your dance, do whatever you have to do, but do it in your own voice and not try to mimic someone else.
I love that. That's great advice for a lot of people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I think the idea of, like, it takes a lot of failures to get anywhere.
Doesn't it? Really? That is so true. All right, so where can people see your art and get more information on you?
Well, I have a show that opens tonight at Dick Waller's Art Space on West Court Street, 130 West Court Street. The opening's from 6 to 9, and the show runs till April 20th, and then you can find me at paulkroner.com.
All right, perfect. Paul, thanks so much for coming on.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Clyde?
Baby boomers make up the majority of any population group right now, with more than 70 million people between the ages of 55 and 75 years old. And now one woman is encouraging this group to go from okay boomer to slay boomer, and she is here with us now. I want to welcome Dr. Magdalena Kirchner, a national wellness expert, better known as Dr. K. So Dr. K, thank you so much for being here with us. So you're talking about the whole encouraging people to take that online meme, okay boomer, and make it slay boomer.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
So let's maybe first define who is an okay boomer? Why are we even here? Well, okay boomer refers to somebody who is getting old, boring, lifeless, doesn't know how to dress. And apparently there's a thing online that was coined by the younger people calling us okay boomers, meaning we're no longer fun. And actually there's a case in Supreme Court where Judge Roberts referred to, in a discrimination case, to okay boomer. Is it okay to say okay boomer at work? So it's very interesting. So that's why we're here. And slay boomer is opposite of that. Slay boomer is somebody who's vivacious, enthusiastic, has dreams, hopes, and enjoys living after 50.
Now, you say people who are boomers who may have lost that mojo can get their mojo back. How?
Well, getting your mojo back. So what is mojo? Mojo is a state of mind. It's an attitude. It's mind, body, and spirit. So we can get our mojo back by exercising, following the right diet, having positive attitude of gratitude, taking care of ourselves, maybe practicing prayer, meditation in our lives, believing in higher power, but most important, having that sense of adventure and fun in life.
You say people should learn to wake up every day to live. I want to get that quote right. Wake up every day to live. What does that mean?
So wake up to life. Basically, you hop out of bed, and you're looking forward to the next day, to the next experience in your life. You're looking forward to embrace it, to grow from it, to blossom, continue to blossom for the rest of your life.
So it means be positive about where you are in your life and look for the good parts of it, yes?
Absolutely. Meet it as a challenge, as an experience. Learn from it. Continue to grow and evolve.
So as I understand it, you were getting the message out in New York's Times Square about Slay Boomer, right?
Yes, I'm very fortunate. This past weekend we were featured in Times Square on the billboard. There was our picture, and there was from OK Boomer to Slay Boomer message to introduce the world to the Slay Boomer.
And that was a big target audience.
Absolutely, millions of people going by each minute.
Now you've written a book about this. Where can people find the book and how can people contact you?
So Get Your Mojo Back is the book I have written. It's on my website, victorywellness.com, and also on Amazon.
All right.
Just plug in my name.
All right, Dr. Kirchner, thank you so much for being here to talk with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome back. Coming up tomorrow here on Cincy Lifestyle, we indulge in the finer things in life and head to a Northern Kentucky winery. So join us as we hit the road and visit Schoolyard Winery in Verona. We'll show you their beautiful estate and give you the inside scoop on what makes their wine so good. Got that and so much more happening tomorrow right here on Cincy Lifestyle.
All right, so we're gonna relax in our jeans. My skinny jeans, your straight jeans. We've had wonderful art on the show
Yes, we
today.
have. Yes,
Boy,
we
that sculptor, he is so talented.
Yes,
That's
he is.
amazing. There's an example of some of the things he does. So if you have suggestions for ideas for the show, we love hearing from you. There it is right there.
That's exactly
And Clyde, why don't you take us out?
Yeah, just make it a great day.
Thanks for watching our video. And if you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button. You can also check out full episodes of the show you've never seen before, or watch your favorites again and again. And as always, we love to say it, make it a great day.